And now, D&K Productions present Peter Jackson's adaptation of J.R.R. Tolkien's masterwork, The Hobbit. We're doing the review of The Desolution of Smaug.
Okay, well, we just finished the film in 3D and 2D.
Yes, the moon runes. Yes, the moon runes. Bilbo, you should be keeping up with the rest of us.
When I first saw The Desolation of Smaug, it was some weeks at the premiere in France.
We saw it first in 2D, and then we went to see it in 3D. I kind of like that approach because it really adds a second dimension, and a third dimension, if you will, into the whole watching process of the film itself. From an entertainment value, excellent, excellent. Double thumbs up. How's that for 3D? Double thumbs up.
But as movie, with the goal of entertainment, it's very, very good. Peter Jackson has done a great job. We have to think that book and film are two different ways to tell stories. And as a book adaptation, The Desolation of Smaug is very helpful.
The voices of Smaug, the way they compressed it and expanded it and used different tonalities to highlight Benedict Cumberbatch's voice, incredible.
About Smaug, I was very, very impressed. I think it was the more realistic dragon I ever see in a film. Smaug is just perfect. The visual effect, the character, because it's not a monster, it's a real character. Benedict Cumberbatch has really done a great job with his character. Because I watched the movie twice, and once it was a French version, and the second time in original version. And so I really could compare the two interpretation of the voice. And Cumberbatch is, with his deep voice, is really Smaug. And he's the character. And that's why I think Smaug is a better dragon I ever saw in a movie. Because he is the only dragon played by an actor. The performance capture has really give life.
The music part, we'll talk about audio, the music part, was not as good, I don't believe. It wasn't as good as the first film. It could have been a little bit more, I don't know, the dichotomy between the low and empty phrases to these big epic sections, they were really wide. And it seemed almost coincidental or incidental in terms of the music. Sir Howard, I think you're running out of steam probably, and who wouldn't? I mean, my goodness, you've done an opus of work for Peter Jackson's group, and I'm astonished that you have done such an incredible job. But I think in this one, this is a darker, a much more wicked production in terms of the evil involved.
Of course, I'm a big Tolkien fan. When I watched it, I was like a child before the screen.
Overall, I would give the film a C+. I wouldn't give it as high a grade as the first film.
And my first impression was disappointment. Because as Tolkien fan, I was disappointed with so much liberties that Peter Jackson has taken with the book material.
Let's break it down a bit in terms of character development. How's that? Let's do that. Character development. We have the same characters that we had last year. And one thing that was, I believe, very helpful for a lot of the audience members was, with all the characters in the movie itself, it really helps to identify. And I know Thorin and Bilbo and Gandalf used the names of a lot of the dwarves this time. That's a great plus. On the minus side, from character development,
Crazy idea in this movie. Like Toriel and Kiri's story.
the whole Feely Keely thing, I know that they're great looking, and you girls are going to really flame me down below. Go for it, please. Down below, just flame me. It was unnecessary. The whole love interest with a make-believe elf who is akin to Legolas.
With his team, and especially the visual effect, the entire cast, the music, the production and the technical is very great. There is many and beautiful landscape.
From character development, well, of course we love Gandalf. The breaking away, I suppose, was a split, if you will, to the story that's probably based on some more not as famous Tolkien writings, where Gandalf goes off to confront the necromancer, of course, who is Sauron, and we see the connection between the eye. I didn't, to be honest with you, I did not like that confrontation with the evil, where he's holding out his staff. I didn't really appreciate that at all. I didn't think it was necessary. Way too much time on it, and slamming him up against the wall, and then the wall crumbling down. So we've talked about Gandalf a bit. We've talked about Thorin a little. I really enjoy Thorin's character a lot. Richard Armitage continues to do a fantastic job of making a believable dwarf, as do his mentor and others that are from the past. I particularly was moved from an emotional perspective, though, when they actually walked into their homeland. And of course, thank goodness for Bilbo Baggins to find out the secret key entrance. The last light on Durin's Day, which is perfectly tied into the book. The pieces that I didn't like in terms of the plot lines were, like I said before, the love interest, totally non-existent. I have a hard time really entering into the Turiel character. I think Evangeline Lilly does a great job on her character, and she develops her, which is great because we have no reference to her at all. So she's total make-believe. So she's believable. She's actually often an awesome fighter. And a lot of the fight sequences are very powerful. One thing, did you note this, guys? Did you note this? On the elves, Legolas, his voice is pitched way down. He obviously is, if you will, a troubled teen. I don't know if that's what the appeal is from Peter Jackson's group, but he obviously is, if you will, a troubled teen, and he, goes out of the area, takes leave of Mirkwood, and follows Turiel to various and sundry locations. Anyway, kind of interesting. I don't know, way outside of the norm of the book, of course. And I would probably classify myself as more of a Tolkien person. I'm more of a purist in that regard. And therefore, some of these things that they just went way off into left field, or way out of the stadium even, just didn't seem to work for me. And some of it was disturbing. Like the whole thing with the battle between Gandalf and Sauron, and other places within the storyline itself.
And they take life before your eyes. So if you want a tale, a child story, read the book. If you want an epic adventure, watch the movie.
Again, the biggest marks I would give the film, to wrap this up, is the action and the excitement. It's a fun film. The enjoyment level is definitely a double thumbs up and 5 of 5 easily. The people that I was overhearing talking at the theater in both the 2D and the 3D versions, the people were very excited. They loved it. They can't wait to see the third film. So I guess we'll wrap it up here with this particular review of The Desolation of Smaug when we have There and Back Again. This is Kurt, your review. Desolate.